Hello, dear students. My name is Bankeshwar Panigrahi. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is your transmission control protocol, or simply we can call it as TCP. So as we have discussed about the TCP in our data communication and computer network classes, so TCP is a transport layer protocol. It is also called as connection oriented protocol. And this protocol works with IP protocol, so they are together called as TCP IP protocol. So it is a transport layer protocol that facilitates the transmission of packets from source to destination, or when we want to exchange the informations between the two computers. The informations are transmitted by packet format from one location to another location, and it is a connection oriented protocol. That means it establishes the connection prior to the communication that occurs between the computing devices in a network. So the main functionality of TCP is it takes the data from the application layer, it divides the data into several packet formats, providing the numbering to the packets, and finally it transmits the packets towards the destination end. So this is the main functionality of TCP, or transmission control protocol. This is the main functionality. So first, the TCP protocol takes the data from the application layer, then it divides the data into several packets and provides a numbering to these packets, and finally it transmits these packets to the destination end. And at the destination end, the TCP will resemble the packets and transmits them to the application layer. So this is the main function of the TCP. As we know, TCP is a connection oriented protocol. So the connection will remain established until the communication is not completed between the sender and the receiver. So next we will discuss about the features of the TCP protocol. So the following are the features of a TCP protocol. So the first feature is it is a transport layer protocol, as it is used in transmitting the data from the sender to the receiver. That means it transports the information from one location to another location, or it transmits the data or the informations from one location to another location. That's why it is called as a transport layer protocol. Next is reliable. So what is reliable? The TCP is a reliable protocol as it follows the flow and error control mechanism. That means whenever the packets are transmitting from one location to another location, at that time TCP provides two types of mechanisms. One is data flow and second one is error control mechanism. So what is the data flow? The data or the packets are transmitting from one location to another location, and from the starting location as it forwards to the destination location until it reaches to the destination location, the packets are transmitted in the same speed from one location to another location, or in the same format or in the same sequencing format from one location to another location. This is called as the data flow. And what is the error control mechanism? The error control mechanism means at the time of transmission of the packets, the TCP always checks either the total number of packets those are generated from the source end, or those are forwarded from the source end to the destination end, are completely reached at the destination end or not. If some missing is there, then the error control mechanism will rectify that type of errors and retransmit the packets from where they are stopped. Okay, so this type of two mechanisms are provided by the TCP, that is called as the reliable facility. Okay, so what are the two types of facilities are there? One is the data flow and second one is error control mechanism. So it also supports acknowledgement mechanism, which checks the state and sound arrival of the data. In the acknowledgement mechanism, the receiver sends either positive or negative acknowledgement to the sender so that the sender can get to know whether the data packet has been received or needs to resend. So the third one is order of the data is maintained. So as we have discussed so far, that first, the transmission control protocol divides the data into several packets or packet format, converted it into packet format. Then it gives some numbering to the packet formats, and by the numbering they are transmitting from one location to another location. That's why it is called order of the data is maintained. That means in which order they are going to arrange in the source end for transmitting, in the same order they are going to traveling to the receiver end. Okay, so that is given here. This protocol ensures that the data reaches the intended receiver in the same order in which it is sent. It orders and numbers each segment so that the TCP layer on the destination side can resemble them based on their ordering. Okay. So the next is connection oriented. So what is the connection oriented? Connection oriented means when the communication is going on in between the two devices, at the mid of the execution or mid of the communication, the connection should not be disconnected until the total data transfer or the data communication is completed. So this type of service is called as connection oriented service. Okay. So it is given here that it is a connection oriented service. That means the data exchange occurs only after the connection is establishment. Okay, so when the data transfer is completed, then the connection will be terminated. So that means first the connection is established. After that, the data is transferred, and after the transferring of data is completed, then the connection is automatically terminated or disconnected. This type of service is called as the connection oriented service. Next is full duplex. So what is the meaning of full duplex? The two side systems or two side devices are communicate with each other simultaneously. This type of communication is called as full duplex communication, and this is a bidirectional process. We can call it as also bidirectional communication also. Okay, so here it is given, it is a full duplex means that the data can transfer in both directions at the same time. Okay, so the next is stream oriented. So what is stream oriented? So TCP is a stream oriented protocol, as it allows the sender to send the data in the form of stream of bytes, and also allows the receiver to accept the data in the form of stream of bytes. So TCP creates an environment in which both the sender and the receiver are connected by an imaginary tube known as a virtual circuit, and this virtual circuit carries the stream of bytes across the internet. Okay, so what is stream oriented? First, whatever the data are transmitting from one location to another location, first they are converted into stream of bytes. After that, they are converting the stream of bytes. Each and every byte format is enclosed within packet format. After the packet format is created, then the TCP protocol provides some sequence numbering to that packet, and after the numbering is provided, then they are forwarded to the destination end. So here, first the number of bytes of data are converted into stream of bytes. That means a group of bytes data first converted. That's why it is given here that TCP is a stream oriented protocol, as it allows the sender to send the data in the form of a stream of bytes, and also allows the receiver to accept the data in the form of a stream of bytes. So TCP creates an environment in which both the sender and receiver are connected by an imaginary tube known as a virtual circuit. So this virtual circuit carries the stream of bytes across the internet. Okay. So this is all about the features of the TCP or the transmission control protocol. So what are the different type of features are there? It is a transport layer protocol, then it is reliable, then it is order of the data is maintained, and it is connection oriented, and it is full duplex mode oriented, then it is stream oriented. Okay. So the next topic is working of TCP. That is how the TCP protocol works. So in the TCP, first the connection is established by using three-way handshaking. The client sends the segment with its sequence number, and the server in return sends its segment with its own sequence number as well as the acknowledgement sequence, which is one more than the client sequence number. When the client receives the acknowledgement of its segment, then it sends the acknowledgement to the server. In this way, the connection is established between the client and the server. So that's why the TCP is also called as the client server communication protocol also. So here this is the working of the TCP protocol, the diagrammatic representation given here. First there is a client and there is a server. First the client sends an synchronization segment towards the server. Then the server will provide a synchronization acknowledgement +1 segment to the client side. After that, the client is receiving the synchronization segment plus acknowledgement. It again resends an acknowledgement segment that whatever the message is retransmitted from the server to the client, that is received by the client, and he provides a acknowledgement to the server. The acknowledgement is of two types, that is negative acknowledgement and also positive acknowledgement. So this is the working of the TCP protocol or working structure of the TCP protocol. Okay. So next is advantages and disadvantages. What is the advantages of TCP? It provides a connection oriented reliable service, which means that it guarantees the delivery of data packets. If the data packet is lost across the network, then the TCP will resend to the packets, to the lost packets. So next point is it provides a flow control mechanism using a sliding window protocol. Next, number 3, it provides error detection by using checksum and error control by using go back and ARP protocol. Next is it eliminates the congestion by using a network congestion avoidance algorithm that includes various schemes such as additive increase, multiplicative decrease, slow start, and a congestion window. These are the advantages of TCP. What is the disadvantages? It increases a large amount of overhead as each segment gets its own TCP header. So fragmentation by the router increases the overhead. Okay, so this is the disadvantages of TCP. So along with IP, it is using in the client server environment. That's why it is also called as TCP IP protocol suite or TCP IP protocol. Okay. So this is all about the TCP protocol. In our coming class, we are going to discuss about the IP protocol. Okay. So this is all about your transmission control protocol and the features of TCP protocol and the working of TCP protocol and the advantages and disadvantages of TCP protocol. Okay. I hope you understand this video session. You go through it. You have any doubts,